You should do YouTube. You should do YouTube. You sleep, you wake up, and then there's suddenly more subscribers. Everything was simple, so there was no reason for me not to do it. I have 38 subscribers. I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. And from there, it was exponential. That was a dream.
DJ Lilicay is an open format DJ with a love for deep house. In 3 short months, she's gone from 0 subscribers to over 30,000. And her most viewed video is getting close to 1 million views.
I didn't have a strategy.
In this episode, we talk about how she got started, why she left Twitch, and what keeps her going despite not being able to monetize. What I find amazing is that this all just comes from a genuine love for the music. So let's find out how she got started. How did you get to YouTube? What brought you here?
I've been DJing in New York, Brooklyn, and during the pandemic, I actually started with Twitch streaming. I started on Instagram, then that got frustrating because I think a lot of DJs know that Instagram would immediately cut the lives when they detected music or anything that was, under copyright, so pretty immediately. And I remembered my brother telling me about Twitch. He showed it to me. I didn't really understand what's going on there. But then that night I was sitting here in this living room and I was so frustrated after IG cut me off again. And I decided to just make an account, find out how that works, watch other DJs, watch other creators. I learned about OBS, learned about what I need to connect it, right? Because with the phone, it was easy. It was just through the speakers and I didn't even really connect it well. But through Twitch, I started learning all the technical side of streaming. It was such a good time. It gave me the freedom of playing what I want, but also connecting with people. And then life started getting back to normal slowly, right? Then the balance between outside gigs and streaming, that balance got a little difficult for me to maintain. Then I streamed less, then less and less, and then suddenly I stopped. But I realized that during Twitch, I was solely downloading for myself or for what I loved, all the music that I loved, and it could go in any direction. But I all my playlists and everything became so it's more so service, because that's part of the job. It has to be for the dance floor, right? So I missed that feeling so much of just looking through music, not to see if it works, but just because I love it and I would love to listen to it and I would just love to play that in a different setting. And my roommate actually always told me, she's like, you should do YouTube, you should do YouTube. And I wanted to, but for some reason, I always thought, oh, okay, but then I need a camera, a good camera. I need this, I need that. And then it just piled up and then I never touched it until this year when I really had enough of my postponing things and just being frustrated that I'm not enjoying looking for music that I just love and might not work in some of the venues, right? That was the highest point of my frustration. And then I told my roommate, you know what? This week, I'm taking my phone, which is an iPhone 11. I borrowed her GoPro for the side view because I always shoot from the front, which is my iPhone, and from the side, which is her GoPro, right? The audio, super easy. I have 2 slots for USBs. So one USB is my music, the other one is for recording. It's just a button that's there that says recording. So actually everything was simple. Everything was simple, so there was no reason for me not to do it. So I said, you know what? I'm doing this. Might be low quality. I don't know how the phone works with the videos, might not be the best, but I'm just recording this, whatever happens. And I'm just going to upload it. That's it. So that week I think I recorded 2 that week because it was so fun. After the first one, I was like, oh my God, this was so much fun. My roommate was in the room as well, and we were just enjoying it together. And yeah, that's how I got on YouTube.
And to somebody who hasn't discovered you yet, how would you describe your channel at the moment?
Oh, it's a music well, it's a music channel. It's a DJ channel where I play mostly deep house, jazz house, right? As of now, because I saw myself enjoying that
Hmm.
while I was working on stuff on the computer. I love just playing mixes on the side, and I wanted that vibe. I wanted that non pressure, just let's have beautiful music and listen to it vibe.
And that's exactly how I found you. Just I always listen to some kind of music while I work, while I edit, and every once in a while there's something new that pops up. But like there's a lot of music on YouTube. There's a lot
Yeah.
of lo-fi DJs. Whatever you want to listen to, you can find it. But somehow you manage to, with very few videos, really make an impact. Like all of them, I think have like 100,000 views. You got like almost 20,000 subscribers already, and you
Yeah.
just started a couple weeks ago. How did that happen?
I have no idea. I have no idea. And first of all, I love that YouTube has so much music. For example, the chill morning deep house, right? It's at close to 500K now, which I really don't know how. All I remember was that I think 2 weeks after I uploaded the first two, um, I was so happy because I saw that I have 38 subscribers because I knew who of my friends subscribes. I was like counting. I'm like, oh my God, there's strangers or like people who don't know me who clicked on subscribe. That's pretty cool. Then the next morning I woke up and it was 47 or so. I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. Right? What happened? I was on a flight after that. After I got off that flight, that's like 8 hours. It was it was 80 subscribers. And I thought, "Ooh, something's happening here." So I didn't quite understand, and from there it was just exponential. And I that's the thing, like I didn't even upload that week because I was gone. And I had those two videos. No, one, two. I think I had three at that time from the 38 subscribers to suddenly going up. So I didn't do anything. And I was so fascinated because with Twitch, for example, like you had to show up each time, right? For something to really happen in terms of, let's say, followers or something. You had to be there at that time. You had to stream these hours so that you are online, right? That people can watch you. Now with YouTube, that was new to me where you sleep, you wake up, and then there's suddenly more subscribers and comments, and it, it's fascinating. But what I didn't have a strategy. Again, this was solely for me to enjoy my music or enjoy the music that I love, and hopefully someone else can enjoy it as well, just like I do when I'm on my laptop and listen to others. So I mean, all I did was probably share clips on my Instagram
Yeah.
because I've seen it with other creators. So that's the only thing that I did that was on Instagram, putting it out there, or on YouTube Shorts. Once I figured out how that works, I put that out. Yeah, and that's it.
Did you have any kind of, I don't know, goals, expectations, hopes, dreams
Mhm.
when you uploaded the first video?
So the first one was the one with taxes. It's called Jazz House for Your Taxes.
Nice.
I just had
Jumping on
fun.
trends.
Yeah, no. So that was really like I love. I don't know. I love coming up with things like that, and then I just thought it's funny because I mean, it was just my first video. I was doing taxes at the time, my own taxes, and I was listening to other music channels, and I was like, you know what? Like, let's create a playlist with taxes, for taxes. But no, but the first one, to be honest, I didn't have expectations at all or goals. I just wanted to have videos out of
Hmm.
me DJing.
Hmm.
So with this, I wanted to have a video that is specifically for showing me playing music that I love. So maybe one day I could be booked for that type of music. If there's any submissions, for, hey, we need a DJ that does deep house, then I would have that video to show, hey, here's me playing some deep house. That was my intention with it too. Besides, of course, my outlet of enjoying it,
Yeah.
I thought that'd be a great side effect of having material of me playing that specific music because I don't get to
Yeah.
play that much.
Now that you have like a few videos out there, is are the metrics influencing in some way? Are you like looking at the comments and like maybe playing more of this music, or is it still just what you enjoy doing?
So obviously everything was new to me. So
Yeah.
each comment, I was like, oh my God, a comment from someone I don't know, it's exciting. I read all of them. I'm very slow in responding, which I'm trying. I'm still catching up. But for the last video, the Sunday afternoon
Hmm.
video, right before that, I caught myself, oh, now you're not choosing for yourself again. Now you're like kind of having everyone in mind again, while choosing these. So I had to scratch the whole, like, that's why it took a little while to make that video because I saw myself choosing in a way that was service again, which the whole point was not like try to be as, honest to myself with music as
Right.
possible. And then suddenly the numbers, yes, it did affect me. It was like, oh, people kind of seem to love the morning vibe. Maybe it has to be more, once I saw these like thoughts creeping in, I needed a moment to just, you know, shut that off for a little bit and just listen again. Just listen to
Mm.
music and try not to think about it. So actually that last video, I was ready to record all the other videos went smooth. That video, and I'm doing this at the beginning of the video, which has a reason. It was the fourth take. What happened was, for example, like I started being a little like my phone wasn't recording. Then the next time I forgot to record on the GoPro. The
Yeah.
the third time I forgot to click record here on my controller. You got this. You got this. Record. Let's do this. Take 4. And that's why I realized like, oh, okay, calm down. Oh, and the first time also, the music that I chose, it was still me, but then I was trying to put together songs because I still had that a little bit in mind. Oh, that just fits the vibe. That just fits the vibe. But it wasn't as honest. And it's not the track's fault. It was just how I put it together. It just didn't
Hmm.
work in the same mix. But I was trying to push it, but I'm like, no. So that same day, I had to sit down, switched out some of the things, and then the fourth take, which is the video, I was super happy because it felt in a some. I know you can't hear me in those videos when I'm talking with my roommate, for
Yeah.
example. You can see it. I remember one time I was saying, "See, this is this. I was waiting for this. It was just this is the vibe. This is it." Because it made more sense to me suddenly, and that I could see it was really affecting me. While I have to say, like, I'm so happy that so many people are enjoying it. This is like the biggest compliment ever to have people say they enjoyed your mix,
Hmm.
right? It's just
Yeah.
because I did it for myself too, but I hoped always that someone can also enjoy it. I'm putting work and like my heart into this. Yes, it did influence me a little bit, but it's not like they enjoyed it for what I, how I did the things. So that's what brought me back. I'm like, well, they loved what I did before, which was very authentic in me. Then just focus again and just get back to what you want to do with it.
So for you, is it then more the comments that affect you, or the numbers, the metrics that affect you?
No, the comments affect me in a positive way, right? It's
Nice.
very, especially I love when people say where they're listening from. This morning actually, I looked on my Instagram and a lot of people, and I really thank you for that. They share their story where they're having my mix on their TV, and then I saw a Sunday cleaning day with the roommates, like, or just working, and then me on the laptop or something. Those things make me
Nice.
so happy. It
Yeah.
actually that influences me in a way where I'm like, oh, I can't wait to record the
Yeah.
next one. Numbers, which are more like anonymous, you can't explain where they come from, right? Like you don't know. They did influence me. I think in that thought process of like, oh, if this video is making more, maybe I should do another morning. You know what I mean? Like, and I didn't want to
Right.
have these thoughts. Um, but I think it's settling slowly now. I did take I couldn't record in the last few weeks because of work, but it fuels me to record again. But I want to make sure it's authentic. I want to make sure it's me putting it together without having everything in mind, like, oh, the numbers, you know.
That's really nice. That's cool. So, how are you making these videos?
I want to start with the preparation because some DJs have asked me in the comments too, like, hey, copyright, how do you get around that?
Yes, huge
Oh,
topic.
yes, I was wondering the same exact thing, and I saw all these DJs posting. I'm like, how? There's a wonderful video by Phil Harris. I just typed YouTube DJ music copyright or something, and his video
Sure.
popped up. It was perfect. He basically explains the whole process. So once I have the music, I sort them in my either iTunes or Spotify where I switch out
Hmm.
the orders. Once I made a selection of a few plus more, just in case, I put it on my USB stick, come out here. Then there's another sorting going on because of, tempo. Oh, now that I'm trying to mix it, this actually doesn't match. Maybe listening to it, it was fine, but now that I want to put these two together, blend it, doesn't work. So then I have to adjust that again. Then I go back, put it in the order. I usually stop the time to see if it's around an hour. Then once that's done, usually on the next day, I I'm here. I put my iPhone 11 to this ring light tripod thing. No, ring
Yeah.
light stand where I can
Yeah.
put my phone in. I set up the GoPro right here, put my USBs in there, the recording USB, and then I start.
So, you are getting a lot of views, a lot of attention as a DJ, but you're not making any money from YouTube.
No.
Is that right?
Yes, I can't. And that's fine because that was not the point of all of this. But yes, if you once you play music that is copyrighted, YouTube doesn't allow to monetize.
And you think YouTube is going to help you in finding gigs that are really for you?
Whenever I'm approached at like one of my gigs, then when they approach me there, that's awesome. But that's the music they want, right? Like they see me at my open format gig, they approach me. That means they want that. That's awesome too. And I'm happy whenever people ask me for that, even if it doesn't happen. Like it's a great compliment, right? But now that feeling of like, hey, I saw your YouTube. Would you be able to play for us? It's like, oh my god, that means that you want that music. That's so cool. Like that was a dream, yes, and I think yeah, yeah, that would be cool. And I'm hoping that maybe one day, and I'm playing with the idea, um I could organize something where I go into another city and have events specifically with other DJs locally too of
Yeah,
that love the same vibe to create something where it's an event that we do somewhere. Yeah, it really helped me playing with those ideas that I didn't think were possible.
that's really
Yeah.
nice. Somehow it seems like you're really good at bringing people together who like just enjoy your music, your style, your vibe, and really build a community around that kind of.
I really felt that with Twitch back then. Yeah, it was a specific time, right? It was the
Yeah,
pandemic,
of
and
course.
um, but I loved sitting here. I was actually sitting because my morning program was called Kaffee Klatsch, which means like a chat with coffee, kind
The
of.
coffee
So
chat, yeah.
the coffee chat. So the mornings for me would be sitting here playing music, but also chat with the viewers. And I feel like we all needed to have some sort of connection in that time. So as much as the viewers came to my channel, as I needed that as well, right? Um, so yeah, yeah, that was the feeling of community. That's so true. I loved that time.
As a creative person, as somebody on the internet, what does success actually mean to you?
I think I really picture it as like a event where I can gather people for this and collaborate with other DJs to have an event, and I picture it as in like almost daylight somewhere, you know? I feel like
Nice.
daylight parties,
I mean, yeah, that's
daytime
very
parties.
much the vibe of the channel as well.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all sunny and bright, and
And I love that because I'm always like, why does it have to be night? Like sometimes, especially me who's
yeah,
working at nights, I can't join so many of these things, which makes me sad. And I just wish there was like a daytime, and there is, of course, in New York a lot,
yeah.
but um that's something I would like to do in like different cities. I think that's, if there's a goal, then that's another one. Yeah.
If you ever do a Europe tour or Germany
Ooh.
tour, definitely let me know.
Yes. Oh my god, that would be a dream, really.
And if you think about this person who like has this urge to do something creatively, maybe it is photography, maybe it is a YouTube channel, maybe
Mhm.
it is music, but they haven't quite had the guts yet to start it. What would you tell them?
Well, first of all, just do it, really do it, because when I first got a camera,
Hmm.
DSLR, I thought, no, 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 I can't. There's so many functions. I can't possibly know how to use it. And what? You sit down, you naturally will start watching videos, read stuff, ask friends. If there's a real interest, you will do that anyways. And then you get into it, and then you know how to use it. DJing, same thing in the beginning. Oh, but there's so many knobs. I don't even know. I don't think I can understand what it. Oh, I don't know. It looks so complicated. And what do? I sat on YouTube until late nights. I had barely any sleep because I was fascinated. Not because I was pushing myself, but it was just fascinated. And I pretended like I have a controller when I still didn't have one. Okay, that knob. Okay. Like, if there's a real interest, do it. Even if you're not sure if you have a real huge interest and you can go deep, so what? Like, we have the luxury of being able to access so many things nowadays. So many. And YouTube. I can't stress enough how much YouTube has helped me with so many things in my life. And there's a video for everything you need to understand a certain gear, certain, anything you want to learn. I learned, especially for the taxes, to make my own Excel sheet in 3 hours on YouTube. So everything is there. If you want to do something, do it. Do it. If it doesn't work out, sure, okay. So what? You spent time on it. You tried it. It's okay. And I can just really encourage, like, we are living in a time where everything is so accessible and thankfully affordable. Um, the smallest DJ controller now, I think, I mean, not the smallest, but one that I think you could start with is $250. Yes, it is money, right? And I understand, but like, try. If you really want it, try it. And that $250 controller could be enough, right? So do everything you want. It doesn't matter what other people say, because I believe that if you have many interests and you spend time on it, then that's you. To me, all these creative outlets form one person, one thing.
Well, I'm really excited to see where you're taking all of this, and I'm desperately waiting for a new mix.
Yes, it's coming up. It's coming up.
Yeah,
I promise.
yeah. Is there anything you feel like we haven't touched on that you still want to say or talk about?
No, but I'm really thankful for this talk. Really, like it because I don't talk in my videos either. It's strange because I came from Twitch where there was a lot of talking, and now it's just I'm leaving these videos almost there, and then just like um I want to thank everyone too, really, like watching them and commenting too, and because it does give me a lot as well.
Hmm.
And I want to work on like building that um communication a little more too. I'm really like slow in responding, which I'm sorry, like I'm still catching up on comments really, and I just want people to know I'm reading them all. And I it, with Twitch it was easier because you were just showing your face and talking to
Yeah.
them right away. With YouTube, I'm still figuring out a way where I can talk to the people and create a little more closeness there as well. But yeah, just wanted to say huge thank you for that. Yeah.
Well, thank you for taking the time. Where can people find you? How can people join your
Yes.
orbit?
My channel name is Lilicay Music, Lilicay Music with C at the end. Um, Instagram, DJ Lilicay, or actually SoundCloud, where I actually upload these mixes on there as well, the audio file of that video. So you can just listen to it when you're not like when you're driving or like when you're not able to have the video open, you can listen to it there.
All right. Well, thank you so much. This was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And if you want more of this, our conversations are available as full audio podcasts. And in the Orbit newsletter, you get even more inspiring insights from all kinds of creators. But now it's time to create.